In this video, I'll talk to you about Hive. Apache Hive is a SQL interface to query data in Hadoop. So text files are stored in Hadoop and you go into the SQL interface, which is Hive Shell, and type in the SQL statements. The SQL statements are then converted to MapReduce jobs to run, and the result is then returned to you. You can use the Hive Shell to run Hive queries in either interactive or the batch mode. So basically, when Hive is run with the E or the F option, it executes the SQL commands in the batch mode. The E option allows you to run a SQL statement directly on the command line. For example, Hive, and then the E option, and then a string in the quotes saying select a star from Mondrian customer. So select everything, all the fields from the customer table from the database Mondrian. Or if you can use the F option, F means file, then you can run Hive's statements from a script file, and here you specify the path to the file. With the interactive mode, you use Hive without E or the F option. So when you specify the schema for the data, like the field name and the data type of the field, there are primitive data types such as tiny int, integer, tiny int, small int, and big int, and boolean like true, false, float, double, string, timestamp, and binary. There are also complex data types that allow a single column to have different values. A struct is a collection of elements of different types. For example, a street name, city, states, etc. Map is an unordered collection of key value pairs. And array is an ordered collection of elements. And the elements in the array must be of the same type. A Hive database is actually an HDFS directory. So if you run a statement saying create database Mondrian, and the location, you specify the location, then it actually creates a directory in Hadoop. So after this, you can either you can go to Hive, and you can browse for the directory. For example, you can look at the snapshot on the right, and when the database is first created, if you go into the directory Mondrian, there is nothing here. After you create a database, you can create tables as well. So tables in a database are actually subdirectories. For example, create table inventory fact, and then you specify the schema. For example, product ID with a type int, time ID with type int, etc. The underlying text file is actually a CSV file with a comma to separate between values of different fields. So here you have a line after the schema saying row format delimited fields terminated by comma, stored as a text file. And the TBL properties, table properties here, this one help skip the header in the CSV file. In Hive, there's no row level operations such as insert, update, delete, and you can only insert using the bulk load. For example, load data local in path, and here you specify the local path to the CSV file, basically a text file. In Hive SQL or HQL, types such as map, struct, and array are allowed. You can use group by, order by, sort by yawn, just like SQL in MySQL or Oracle, etc. You can have built-in functions. You can write your own functions. Here we say UDF, user-defined functions, in Java, and compile those as a jar file, and then use the files in the jar files in your SQL statements, and then you specify which function you want to use from the jar file. And views are stored as queries. This slide shows you a simple user-defined function, and here we have a class, namely toLower, that extends the class UDF. So you have to import org.apaches.hadoop.hive.ql.exec.udf above that in order to extend, and then also import org.apache.hadoop.io.text, because later on you use the text class, and then later on you override evaluate. So the code is very much simple. It simply check if the data is null or not. If it's null, then throw an exception, and if not, then just convert the data to string and then to lowercase, and at the end return the output. And later on, when you want to use the function in the UDF function in the jar file, then you in Hive Shell you run add jar and then specify the path. This is the local path to the jar file, and so basically you need to use a shell to copy the jar file to cloud VM. So after add jar, then you create a function here, and you write create temporary function, and you specify the function name. Here I use toLower, and then as string proc dot toLower. So toLower here is actually the name of the class. And then later on, I have a select statement, select product ID and then product name, but here I use the toLower function to convert all the letters to the lowercase, and we select from the product table.